are real Jewish bagels. They do it different.
Wow.
That's good.
Is something wrong?
There's our group getting off the bus. I'm Steve Ray, the intrepid leader of this group. I want to just show you right over here, there's the walls of Jerusalem, the Eastern Gate, the Golden Gate, which is walled up, the Kidron Valley, where Jesus crossed through the Kidron Valley and he came into the Garden of Gethsemane, and that's right here. Right now we're going in here to see the trees, some of them 2,000 years old, and we're going to go in this church and have Mass. We have Mass at the rock where Jesus sweat drops of blood during his agony. Here we're getting up to the entrance into the Garden of Gethsemane. There's Elizabeth from Corporate Travel. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
And we are now on the Mount of Olives. These trees in the Garden of Gethsemane are over 2,000 years old, and if they had eyes and ears and a mouth, they'd tell you what they saw and heard with Jesus there on the night of the agony.
We are at the foot of the mountain. What separates us from the city is this valley called the Kidron Valley. On the other side of the Kidron Valley where the wall is, and you can see the upper part of the dome known as the Dome of the Rock. Can you see what I'm talking about? That is where once the temple was. That's where
the one who is the perfect, innocent victim. I think you receive him as a serpent. He's being represented as a snake. He's like that. This is always one of the most moving masses for our pilgrims in the Church of the Agony in Gethsemane, remembering Jesus at the rock sweating drops of blood, and we're having Mass at that very rock. It's at the center and we're all surrounding it.
Lord be with you. And with your spirit. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Glory to you, Lord. Then Jesus came with them to this place called Gethsemane, and said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray."
It is truly right and just, our duty and our salvation, always and everywhere to give you thanks.
how far back can you hear me?
Here.
That's pretty good. Long range.
That is a long
You're longer than the wall.
We're entering St. Stephen's Gate to go to the Church of St. Anne's. This is one of the reasons Israel and Jerusalem are so safe, because we have security everywhere as we approach Bethesda, where Jesus performed a miracle and where Mary was born.
A lower pool, look at my two hands, a lower pool and an upper pool. Those were two water cisterns that were built by a Jewish man. His name is Simon, the son of Anya. Can you believe we even know the name of the contractor that did that 1st century BC? How nosy are we, aren't we? So he built those in order to gather rainwater, because they wanted to have abundance of water to be available for cleansing at the temple. When you came in St. Stephen's Gate, have you turned to the left, you'd be going into the temple area, folks, at the time, right? Had the temple been standing, you would not be in the shade of this tree, of this church, you would be in the shade of the temple actually sitting, okay? That was the purpose of those two pools called the pools of Bethesda. Hesda means charity. In the 1st century AD, when the Jews built other cisterns, other water reservoirs, so if you want to call them in modern.
And that they wouldn't love her so much that they wouldn't even let her feet touch the ground. They carried her everywhere. If you imagine Jerusalem at the time of Jesus, imagine this: walled-in city, camels and goats and sheep and donkeys are all inside the city. There is no plumbing, running water, toilets. The animals are leaving everything on the ground. Human beings are leaving everything on the ground. It would smell like feces and urine. It gets to be 100 degrees in the summertime and no breeze coming through. What would it be like in Jerusalem? Okay, we're in the grotto under the Church of St. Anne. This is part of the original cave. This is the birthplace of Mary, the Nativity of Our Lady. Here's the altar marking that spot. And of course, this is where the Immaculate Conception took place. When Mary was born, she was the Immaculate Conception. And back out. After we left the Church of St. Anne's and the birthplace of Mary, we headed down the hill out of St. Stephen's Gate, past some more of the security. There's always security in Jerusalem. That's why it's so safe. We love it. And we headed to the Western Wall. We've just arrived at the Western Wall. Women are going over there, us men are going down this way. Here's a couple soldiers that were just praying at the wall. And here's our guys, because the guys all got to go on the one side. There comes Alan. All the guys are going down this way. My shoulder and I pinned it over one shoulder. I hid on the shadows of my front porch and waited for the boy to drive up with his parents in the car.
The neighbors thought.
We live in the country, they can't see us. The boy got out and he came shuffling up the steps. I could just see he was bored to death. When he got to the top of the steps, I jumped out of the store. I drew my sword and I pushed him against my house with a sword. I put it right in his chest and I said, "Matthew, are you ready to die for Jesus Christ right now? If not, don't waste my time. I'm a busy man." Confirmation, serious business, buddy. And if you're not ready to die for Jesus, you're not ready to be confirmed. I will, Mr. Ray, I do it. And his parents said that he told every single person for the next year about that sword. Father, when you have a parish, get a sword. Anyway.
Notes in the wall.
But that is what confirmation is. It's becoming an adult Catholic Christian. This is where you're now a bar mitzvah. You're a son of the law and a daughter of the law. So anyway, that's what takes place here. About the note, if you have a prayer, if you have a little prayer. After that, we drove along the Gehenna Valley, which is hell. I jokingly say if we fell off the bus into the valley, we'd go straight to hell. That's what Jesus pointed to. And we arrived back at our hotel, the Notre Dame Center, where we gave everybody time to freshen up and get ready. Then we walked into the old city and went to Rossini's, one of Janet and my favorite restaurants. It's owned by a Christian friend of ours, so we're supporting the Christians. Great menu. They have great wines and drinks there as well. And the meals are excellent. And here we are sitting down to have a meal. They brought 12 different salads before the main course.
It's an epiphany. First week in the door. You know where the butler is? everyone. Again, that same look.
12 different kinds of salads are bringing out here. 12 different kinds of salads. I know that it seems like all that we do on a pilgrimage is eat, according to these videos, but we do have to feed these hungry pilgrims who are getting a lot of exercise in every day. And this chicken breast was very well flavored with mashed potatoes and vegetables. Was excellent. My friend Khalil, go ahead. And here's our group on the first floor.
On the other side of the fight.
Pasta, meat.
Getting enough to eat?
Yes.
One of our principles is that we support the Christians while we are here. They're only 1.5% of the population, and we go to Christian restaurants and every other service to support them. After we walked back to the Notre Dame, Father Chris Allard graciously gave everybody a second part of his talk on the Divine Mercy, and everyone enjoyed it very much.
It's not, and co-redemptance. And it's not something that the church is pushing right now for ecumenical reasons.
One of the things we love about this hotel is that they have this beautiful chapel. And not only that, but after the talk today, Father Chris is going to hear confessions. And we're going to do it right here in the confession chapel, where we have beautiful confessionals. So, what's a pilgrimage without confessions? Well, we spent the rest of the day here at the Notre Dame Center. There's our bus right there, waiting to take us on the Via Dolorosa into the Holy Sepulchre for Mass tomorrow morning. And there's Our Lady. We're here at the Notre Dame. And we're going to have dinner in a while after confessions, and then people have the afternoon free. What a beautiful day. Look at that. Looking out over the city of Jerusalem. There's the Dome of the Rock where Abraham offered his son Isaac. And just next to it, can't see it quite, but right over that direction is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre within 10 minutes of us. Here's Mount Scopus. There's where St. Stephen was martyred and buried. What a beautiful day here in Jerusalem. The Vatican flags. Today, Saint Miriam of Jesus Crucified is being canonized in Rome, a saint from Palestine, an Arab girl. And there are the flags of Rome. We're in union with Rome today for that canonization.